In this case, the overworld map is, as well as the treasure chest and search spot contents, the locations of the towns and caves, contents of the weapons and armor shops, the enemy locations, spells and abilities, and the order in which our runners learn their spells, so they're guaranteed to learn all 10 spells by level 16. And we are underway with an herb to start things off, as well as some big bucks, and the obligatory magic key.
Right, of note, both players rolling hand axe money. Also of note, they're starting with different strength builds. Scratch Dragon with the standard strength HP, where Sigma Fan's on strength agility, so we'll see if that makes a difference. That's why we're seeing the slight difference in stats. And Sigma Fan saving that gold, while Scratch Dragon going into the world to see if he can spend it somewhere.
A little bit of caution being thrown to the wind, trying to get that exploration, trying to not delve out too far, but hope that within the zone here that you're able to find something, and moving into one of the outer zones that has some of those mid-level enemies like a metal scorpion or a Drakema, skeleton, all the way up to a wolf. Whereas Sigma is, well, kind of hanging close to home, and they're both trying to look at this point for either slimes or red slimes. And Scratch Dragon really venturing out here, finding a cave off to the northwest, and is going to get into there, and it is a dark one.
Kind of like Scratch Dragon's idea here, with 5 strength, you don't have a whole lot to do in the first zone. Like you said, slimes and red slimes only, but so far he's only been greeted with a dark cave that looks like Swamp Cave, won't even have any items.
Well, I mean, I saw that Scratch Dragon went up and then down, so I think this might actually be Garen's grave.
Oh, I missed him going down. Then in that case, there will be items if it's Garen's grave. But that's still a lengthy walk through a lot of scary enemies at 12 agility.
And the Wraith Knight being one of those scary enemies, and that sends him back to the start at the same time Sigma Fan taking a fall.
Sigma Fan having saved, able to reset and load up again. That's slightly faster than waiting through all the death text and all that. So, and he's able to save that gold too, just in case he comes across a town.
Partly the text and partly the musical interlude letting you know that you died.
Scratch Dragon's found a ghost, and at 5 strength, ghosts are a little bit to overcome, but he does have an herb, so maybe.
Both runners finding out at practically the exact same second that the ghosts have fire breath that does about 20 damage, give or take.
So, we're looking for slimes, red slimes, maybe a Drakey with that herb, maybe?
We see the stats here that the ghost, 75% likely to cast Stop Spell, and then if they pass that check, then they have a 50-50 chance of using that fire breath.
Yeah, so maybe someone could get lucky dodging those stop spells, but there's a Drakey on Sigma Fan's side, so let's see if he can use this herb to get some experience. And as I mentioned, someone trying to get lucky with stop spell and a ghost, the ghost proves me wrong and breathes fire all over Scratch Dragon.
And Scratch Dragon wanting no part of that swamp to the east, as those black swamp tiles, every step that you walk through them, it takes 2 hit points of damage, and, well, Axe Knights with the fire breath as well.
That's kind of sad to see right now, but that will be nice later. That was the baby breath, so later on that'll be good to see. I don't think I saw Sigma Fan reset. Did she reset? But either way, it doesn't look like there's a town anywhere nearby, so I think that starting gold is pretty much destined to go away.
She did reset here, trying to run from a skeleton. Yeah, she'd just gotten 1 shot, so she did take care of a reset there, and now venturing and realizing, oh man, if I've got to get anywhere, I got to get all the way up here with all of my HP and avoid things like Axe Knights that are just going to send me right back.
Meantime, Scratch Dragon going after Magician and got an excellent move, so maybe? Although even with an herb, this is tough at 5 strength. X10 Power in chat saying, I think they're trapped. Yeah, I'm not sure they can get... there's definitely swamp all over the place, kind of boxing our runners in, for sure. And I don't think we've seen a slime of any type on either side, have we?
No, so far it has been slimeless. Mr. Holmes noting that they can, if they choose, they can make it through the swamp to the southeast. And there's our first view of the Fun Police, the Red Dragon, which, is deceptively fun as it seems to cast Hurt a lot.
That is good for, I guess good for now. You get more run chances, although on 12 agility it's unlikely anyway. But that is going to be wonderful for later on.
That was 5 consecutive castings of Hurt. So, yeah, once our runners are strong enough, that might be a very good grind enemy. And Mr. Holmes, ever the statistician, noting that it's a 1 in 18 chance to run from a Red Dragon at level 1.
Oh, look who made an appearance. Our first slime of the seed. We've got experience on the board for sigmafan. 1 down, 4 to go.
The shutout is over. It's almost 7 minutes in.
Well, if any of you out there have played Chaos Mode, you know that getting your first experience point 7 minutes in, it could be much worse.
Yes, which... I guess now's a good... Oh, gosh. Wyvern now taking out Scratch Dragon here. But yes, if you check out the randomizer on the Twitch chat there, the link to download the randomizers there, as is the link to the Discord. But the mode that is, I guess now formerly known as Chaos Mode, because in the latest forms of the release, well, all those different nuances have been split up. So you have, in the mode formerly known as Chaos Mode, you have the experience points that are needed to get from level to level are randomized, as are the weapon and armor shot prices are randomized. So you could have really expensive bamboo poles and really cheap silver shields and anything in between. Also, the enemy statistics, experience, and gold are randomized. Plus, now I'm not sure with that if that includes the Dragon Lord's insanity that is... Oh.
Yeah.
Well, noting in chat here, taking the death and resetting, so we're back down to 0-0. Perhaps not wanting to lose that gold.
There is a slime coming back, but yeah, sigmafan maybe accidentally resetting, maybe deciding to save the gold, and gonna get back to 2 though. Here's a second.
And a good point. Yeah, after you're just used to hitting reset, 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 all of a sudden you take a death and you just, before you even know it, you just do it. And then it's one of those, oh no, what have I done?
Yeah, especially in a seed like this where you're taking a death every 30 seconds or so. I've had those before where I roll my eyes and hit reset and then realize it's bad. But look at these slimes coming out to console sigmafan. She's up to her 3rd blue slime already, 60% of the way home. Scratch Dragon maybe heading back towards that cave. No, gonna pass it.
And there's the Axe Knight to cause trouble.
Axe Knights seem to be very good at doing that, especially early on.
Without hurt more. Yeah, this looks like a seed. There seems to be nary a town for quite a while, at least in all the directions that our runners have gone. So holding on to that starting gold, looks like it's just going to be kind of a penalty of the game.
Yeah, especially we've seen Scratch Dragon branch out a little bit. Sigma fans branched out a little bit too. And there look like there's some mean overworld enemies. So even if you do see a town, getting there might be tough. Here's slime number 4 for... I do like what Sigma's doing. This can be extremely frustrating sometimes to just sit in these mountains and look for slimes. But at this juncture, there's not a whole lot more you can do. You just have to pace back and forth. These mountain tiles are 1 in 8. I think that's reduced near the castle, though, to 1 in 16. And there's slime number 5, and just slowly chip away until you get it. And Sigma fan's going to have level 2.
Let's see what it brings. 2 power, 16 speed, 3 hit points, no magic points, and a new spell of return.
Well, underrated in there. The 2 power are sort of sad, but that was a lot of agility. We're at 13 defense already, so we might get some tickle fights, some 1v1, like 1 damage versus 1 damage going here. Might go find that Drakey and try your luck. Oh, and of course, Squee pointing out maybe might help run to get to a town. But yeah, as we're seeing from Mr. Holmes here, Mr. Holmes pointed out in chat, I mean, still not off attack. We're 0 to 1. Sigma is 0 to 1 on the Magician, so even that would take a lot, even though Sigma's not taking much.
Well, meanwhile, Scratch Dragon just 1 experience away from level 2, having taken out a Drakey and a Slime.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Sigma has seen the Drakeys, but Scratch Dragon doing good work on that Drakey. And once Scratch Dragon gets the level 2, the 2 strength, the extra agility, those Drakeys might play really nice with it. And speaking of, there's his level 2 coming up right here.
And we're back even in experience now. 2, 14, 4, and the spell of return. And that's where the differential of the builds comes into play, as something that I never knew as a kid. Depending on the first 4 characters that you enter in as your name, well, it provides a calculation that gives a bonus to 2 of your 4 statistics: strength, agility, hit points, and magic points. In this case, for Sigma Fan, the name that she has entered there, that actually puts in a bonus to the strength and agility over the course of the seed. Whereas for Scratch Dragon, his name has entered the letter capital Z or capital Z. A nod to our restreamer Sparkover. That gives you the strength and hit point bonus build.
And as Sigma was working on that Magician, Scratch Dragon found a Drakey, found a Slime, and Scratch Dragon in the experience lead now with 9. We're looking for 17 for level 2. But Scratch has found a nice little forest of Drakeys, and I don't know if he's going to get this one, but they're a nice little enemy for him to get to that 17.
Yeah, meanwhile, after acquiring level 2, Sigma Fan saved. She really wants to hang on to this starting gold.
Yeah, she's doing a lot to... Oh, look at that. There's a town up there. Squee was saying in chat that if she can get a hand axe or something, that'd be a huge bonus in a seed like that. And if she makes it to that town, it could pay off big time, all this holding on to the gold. Or if Rando's Rando, this is Hawksness Blitz. Oh, the seed's nice. It's the opposite of Hawksness. It's Cantlin with 2 shops that can check.
Opting to hold off. It looks like the best purchasable items there are a club and a leather armor. Sigma Fan going to head on down to the lower of the 3 shops, 2 of which are accessible, 1 you need a key for. And there's the hand axe. That's going to add 15 attack to her total. It's going to bump things up to 22. And now going to be slashing at some things here. And then still having enough gold to come back the other way here. Purchase the leather armor. Get an additional 4 defense.
Yeah, this is some fascinating divergence. sigmafan doing all that work to hang on to that gold, and it's paid off big now. So Scratch has found those Drakeys. Scratch has a little bit of an experience lead for now, but that hand axe and these extra herbs are going to be really big for Sig. And you can see as the stats update on the bottom with that hand axe, Sigma up to 22 attack power to Scratch's 7. So that's going to give Sigma a lot more opportunities. And a cave up here by Cantlin.
It's the tablet cave.
Oh, 1 free treasure chest, no enemies to worry about. It takes a little bit of time to wander through the little maze-like structure floors, but 1 free item coming.
And after the long journey, it is some big bucks.
Well, if you hadn't saved the gold, you can go get some out of the tablet cave, I guess.
Ooh, and a knight taking out scratchdragon, just 1 experience away from level 3.
Yeah, Scratch has also been doing a good job over there, just sort of patiently building up the experience like you have to when you only have 7 strength.
Oh, and sigmafan just walking back onto Cantlin, didn't realize that her HP was a little on the low side. But now with the 303 gold, going to go back at it here. Meanwhile, here comes level 3 for scratchdragon. With gains of 12 power, 0 speed, 2 hit points, and 20... Does that 28 magic points?
Yes, we can cast Return a lot.
Yeah, now we can cast Return 4 times.
That level does help scratchdragon a lot. Of course, Sigma's about to get in a second here, but now that he has a bunch of attack power too, he's about to find Cantlin. He'll probably get a hand axe once he wanders in through tablet and gets the gold. But he's got some attack power to work with too. Not as much as Sigma, but he has some to work with at least. We see with that gear, Sigma able now to suddenly start taking shots at a metal scorpion. I'm not sure it's going to work out. She's going to have to run, but still, that gear put her in the ballpark anyway of that metal scorpion.
Yeah, on average, she would have to 4-shot a metal scorpion, hitting anywhere from 3 to 6, and it can have a max of 18 hit points.
Meanwhile, looks like Scratch is going to get some revenge on those mean ghosts from earlier.
So now they're just making the grind. And here comes level 4 now for scratchdragon. 2 more power, 7 speed, 13 hit points, and the spell of Radiant.
So now he can light up caves and then go home. But the stat gains were nice at least. And yeah, I'm sure Sigma's hanging out here. She's finding magicians, maybe this droll, and working her way back up to level 4 as well.
Well, the droll you can get in 3 shots, and she does there, hanging on with 1 hit point, and that is going to be enough for level 4 there as well. 2, 8, 12, and 0 in a new spell. And similar disappointment.
Yeah, of course, hoping to see something better than Radiant there. With both runners having taken a glance around, seen a bunch of swamps, seen some evil overworld enemies, I could see them hanging around here. You know, the Magician's not bad. I think we saw Scorpions earlier, even the Drolls. You know, 37 experience, not that much. Picking up a couple levels, it won't take too long and will help the survivability when they do decide to venture out. So wouldn't be surprised to see them hang around a little bit in that Zone 1, Zone 2 area.
And you can see the experience pretty even across the board, but the main advantage, Sigma hanging on to that starting gold for probably all of about 13 or 14 minutes, and was able to take it up to Cantlin and had enough to purchase a hand axe and a leather armor. Scratch Dragon, meanwhile, completely unarmed.
Yeah, and Scratch has been doing a good job to hang in the experience race here with no armor, no weapons. Sigma finding a skeleton, which is very nice. Gives a nice 25 experience and inches her closer to level 5. Speaking of level 5, Sigma takes out that droll and will pick up level 5 with, again, little power, bunches of speed, and
Stop spell.
again, not the spell they were hoping for when they opened their spell menu.
That's still the agility, getting up to a respective 41.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like agility. Of course, Sigma picking the strength agility build, so she clearly likes agility too, so she'll be happy to see that agility there. And again, it's not that far to the next level. A couple more skeletons and you're in business, so...
Oh, wizards with Dragon Lord 2 Breath, doing damage anywhere from 65 to 72 hit points of damage.
Well, that's a little annoying. You know, you might run into them in Sharlock, but they are easy to run from. I think I'd take that trade. We saw earlier the Red Dragons had hurt. I think I'd take that trade. I'd let a wizard have DL2 Breath if you gave the Red Dragons hurt.
And we have a question in chat. What are the 11 and 15, or now 12 and 15, next to the respective runners' names? That is how many times they've taken a death, or at least as given how crazy it was early on in the seed, at least as many as could be tracked.
Yeah, it was a pretty slow start, 5 strength start. We pretty much had to find slimes, and there was a whole bunch of stuff that decided Fire Breath would be more fun than slimes. We're off and running now, and Sigma finding a metal scorpion, but not deciding to kill. I guess in full exploration mode. I think she's wandering over towards Grave, so she might find the Grave and might explore that.
Or in case my eyesight was not so good, then confirm that it is something else like Swamp South, because, well, she has Radiant and plenty of MP to use it.
And now just a couple experience points away from level... Oh, no.
Oh, able to get away.
Oh, there you go. Putting that agility to good use.
And it is the Grave. Okay, my eyes did not deceive me. Now the mad dash to the upper 3 chests.
Oh, and the Mad Dash level 6 is going to be picked up on the way, too.
So here we go. Level 6 for Sigma. We've got 2 power, 1 speed, 1 hit point, 4 magic points, and Scratch getting ready to go for a virtual high 5 here.
Ugh, let's send that level back where it came from. Hopefully these treasure chests are better.
Erdrick's Sword. I think that's better. Stones of Sunlight.
A slime. That's cute.
And
the wings. Because we can't get back home by casting Return enough. But Scratch also making it up there, so that weapon advantage is now evened out, now that both have the... And yeah, Beta pointing out the hang on to gold thing no longer matters, although Sigma did use it to get a little bit of an experience head start, so we'll see if she can maintain that now that they both have equal weapons.
Yeah, 107 experience point advantage, but now that they're both able to slash, it's going to be a matter of who fights what most effectively as they continue to explore.
Yeah, and this is one of the tricky parts, like Sigma finding the knight, and you start wondering, like, well, the knight's probably not too much of a question, but you start wondering, like, can I kill this? Can I kill that? And maybe start taking some swipes and sort of seeing what you can get experience from and what you can't.
Well, it's also a matter of what you can endure hits from. So, I mean, you see here scratchdragon going for a Druid Lord here, and with some rolls, this may not be a bad play here. I mean, you can 3-shot it on average, and does so here, and boom, just like that, 58 experience.
Yeah, that Druid Lord was a really nice enemy for him to find. Beta mentioning in chat too, you could go into that desert and find those metal scorpions now. They're worth 31 each, and they seem to be showing up a lot. So if you hang out in that desert and just metal scorpion, metal scorpion, metal scorpion, you could rise in levels pretty quickly too.
And on Sigma's side, we have a sighting of Charlotte Castle, the Big C, but don't, enjoy it while it lasts because the Stone Man is taking away the view.
It does look like with Erdrick's Sword, both of our runners are starting to get some exploration done, and I can't blame them. We're 26 minutes in. They've been patient. They've been grinding all this time. They probably feel like they need to get some exploration done, and that with that Erdrick's Sword certainly sounds reasonable. And Scratch is going to get his somewhat underwhelming levels.
And that experience gap closing in already, now down to about 60, 65, and here's another Druid Lord.
Yeah, this is going to almost even up the experience if Scratch can get it, and he does.
2-shot, high rolls on both.
Not sure if Scratch has been into this town. If Scratch knows this is Cantlin, but he'll be able to maybe pick up some herbs in here, maybe get himself a leather armor, or some little things like that.
Well, I believe if I recall correctly, Scratchdragon was about 2 steps away from the town and ended up taking a death and hadn't gone back.
Oh, okay. In that case, it's really good on his side that he went back to the grave instead of coming to here, because of course we know now the grave had much better treasures than Cantlin. I think we have a new cave over on Sigma's side. She's going to light it up for us, and we're going to see...
No, it's just the grave.
Oh, we came to the grave the other way.
Just came in from a different angle. Came in from the... approaching from the east as opposed to the west. But here is level 7. 10 power, 0... Wow. Very empty-ish there. 10 power, 0 agility, 9 hit points, 0 MP. Empty Eye loves it.
At least the stuff you did get was big, I guess. Looks like Scratch is about to pick up some cash from Tablet Cave.
Yes, well, X10 power in chat saying stop calling me. All right, 10 strength.
We saw Sigma benefiting from that Druid Lord the same way Scratch was earlier, so both of them taking advantage of those Druid Lords when they...
Oh, but Scratch trying to get away from the Star Wyvern, unable to do so, and the Wizard also being problematic on Sigma's side.
Yeah, we had dual Charlock enemies, reminding our runners, even though they have a pretty sword, they're not quite ready yet for Charlock.
Exactly. Dual minor penalties. And both going back to the penalty box.
Now, while we're in kind of a little grind phase here, and because we do have one of the items, we should point out that there are a few things that we are hunting for, in addition to just armor and swords and weapons and such. We do need to access Sharlock. We got a glimpse of it. We have to access Sharlock. It turns out the Dragon Lord does not lay the welcome mat out for us. We have to build a bridge to get there. And for that, we need 3 items. We need to find the harp and the stones of sunlight in a treasure chest. And we have to find the token either in a treasure chest or an overworld search spot. Once we find the harp, we have to trade it in for the Staff of Rain. And once we have all 3 of those things, we have to find some guy in some cave somewhere and trade that in for a rainbow drop. The rainbow drop will let us build the bridge, will let us go attack the Dragon Lord. So we have the Stones of Sunlight ready. Our runners will be hunting for the harp and the token, as well as those 2 traded spots. Yes, Mr. Holmes pointing out some guy in some cave. He does, in fact, sound like a jerk. He's effectively known as the Jerk, and it's effectively known as a Jerk Cave, because if you do not have all the items, he will yell at you and kick you out of his cave.
Yeah, saying you're not the hero that we thought we needed or something along those lines. Sigma here working on a Wolf Lord, rather, and takes it out, and there's going to be level 8 for her. 2 power, 10 speed, 19 hit points, 27 magic points.
So we can light up a lot of caves now. But yes, the agility and HP, very nice. And once we have spells, of course, we'll be enjoying that magic for sure.
Well, with those rogue scorpions there, stop spell not too shabby of an idea.
Yeah, if those rogue scorpions like their hurt more, you might be able to use one of these spells finally. Looks like Scratchdragon has found he's found the actual swamp cave.
Connecting from one end to the other and trying to get away from a green dragon. Has the standard fire breath and is able to get away.
So we'll see where Swamp takes Scratchdragon to. The dream is that it backdoors into Garenham, but we'll find out if that's actually going to happen or not. And a town on Sigma's side.
It's Garenham.
This would be really cute if Swamp backdoors into Garenham. I'm kind of hoping for it. Oh, well, it doesn't backdoor it. Front doors into... Oh.
Breckenary. Well, there's a chainmail here that's a nice armor upgrade. But Scratch gonna hold off.
Maybe wanting to purchase some herbs. Maybe gonna hit the inn first.
Yeah, healing certainly at a premium. Well, no, okay, opting to head on out.
ETAP noting that it doesn't help right now, but Breckenary had an awful lot of nice high-end gear. If our runners can ever get a gold grind going, if it's even possible, we don't know. They could come out to Breckenary maybe and get some premium. And yeah, Beta Strep also pointing out too that yeah, Scratch did pass on the chainmail, but it's a difference of 4 defense with the leather armor versus 10 with the chainmail, so it'd be nice, but it's not the end of the world to miss out on that. Oh, and look at that hurt on the blue dragon as well. Sigma going for the stop spell.
Scratch, meanwhile, running away from an armored knight on 40 agility, which jokingly shows that agility is just a suggestion.
Look at Sigma. Sigma has got the stop spell to land. The blue dragon is convinced that hurt's going to work, and Sigma, she is whittling this blue dragon down. This would be a ton of experience if she gets it.
And she does a big 180, and just like that is a little over 100 experience away from level 9, and right back onto another one.
Wow, and both these, I don't think we've seen anything but the hurt spell so far from this blue dragon. He is a big fan of his spell.
I think we did see one attack.
Okay, I must have missed it in between all those hurts.
Oh, and they have Heal More too. Oh, brilliant place of the stop spell.
Yeah, now this thing's just going to try to heal itself over and over and over again. These are really looking nice for Sigma.
And there's level 9. 2 power, 3 speed, 3 hit points, 1 magic point, and a spell of Heal More.
Sigma saw the blue dragon's heal mooring and learned it herself.
Red dragon, meanwhile, with the spell of Hurt. That sends Scratch back.
Yeah, unfortunately, even though red dragons have hurt, even red dragons with hurt are formidable at levels. Sigma seeing our first metal slime, very briefly though, outside of Charlock, as she goes to explore north of Charlock and finds more blue dragons. Once she lands the stop spell, now with Heal More, even if they do occasionally attack, it's no big deal. She can just heal more anything they might attack. And you see these blue dragons that Sigma has found really is probably the difference in the experience, right? She's gotten 3 or 4 of them, and hey look, it's about a 600 experience gain, so really, really nice that Sigma has managed to make this blue dragon work.
And at the current 42 HP that she has, even if Blue Dragon does have another melee, I believe the most that it can attack for is 41. So she would be able to survive one more melee from a Blue Dragon.
Now, I mentioned earlier the quest items our runners are looking for. They have those in the back of their mind, but I think at this point, what's both runners are thinking about finding her molder and thinking about finding those keys. We have a bunch of stuff locked behind doors. We know where Garenham is. Of course, the castle back home has a treasury and a cave underneath it. So runners are going to start wondering about keys, and anytime you start to get over a half hour, 40, 45 minutes into a seed and don't have keys, start to get a lancy, at least I do. So we'll see who can find keys first. As Sigma, I see a town, I see a cave.
And this cave is the Mountain Cave, so access to 5 treasure chests here.
And Etap and Lavkian both mentioning in chat that it was really nice play on Sigma's part to even try that blue dragon, to stop spell that blue dragon. I must admit, I probably would have just been, oh no, blue dragon, run. But that's a really nice play on her part to realize that it had that stop spell.
That it was susceptible to stop spell because it was casting Hurt and Heal More so much.
Susceptible, that's the word, yes. So good chance here for Sigma to find maybe some of those quest items, or maybe a key in one of these treasure chests.
Well, so far, not a whole lot from the treasure hunt here.
A little bit of information with that cursed belt.
Oh, and Scratch having trouble getting away from the Axe Knight this time. That's going to send him back.
This Star Wyvern being a bit of a jerk bird to Sigma. Hopefully she can get away. Oh, she's going for it. Okay.
Yeah, no, she's just, she's going aggressive here. And, I mean, I think you have to be aggressive a lot of times in a tournament because you know that, well, your opponent's probably going to be also. And there's the Death Necklace.
All right, there's an item we might see. For those that don't know, the Death Necklace, it will give you plus 10 strength at the cost of 25% of your HP. So at the end of a seed, or towards the end of a seed, if you're up around the high 120s, 130s in HP, you can put it on to get a 10 strength bonus if necessary.
All right, and a very solid level 10, as it was 9 strength, 7 agility, 9 hit points, 11 magic points, and the spell of hurt. Scratch, meanwhile, finding Garanham.
Ooh, the mountain cave coming up mostly empty. We had the death necklace, we had that curse belt information, but no keys and no quest items in the mountain cave.
And that last chest was, what, a wings?
Yes, it was wings. That said, though, there was a town that popped up just to the west of the cave, so maybe Remolder?
Possibly Cole?
Or everyone's favorite, Hawksness.
Oh, well, Sigma not going to find out here, taking the death trip back.
Yeah, but at least Sigma has seen that town, so she can get back there and she knows of its existence anyway. Scratch getting another Druid Lord to get back up to level 8 now. Getting that big HP and MP boost.
And you can see the aggression and also the advantage of having heal more, being able to recover using all those MP that we were talking about. They would come in handy at some point, being able to take on those battles. And now that has led to just over 1,000 experience differential here, 41 minutes and change into this match.
Yeah, Sigma realizing she get those blue dragons really helped her out a lot with that. But Scratch Dragon did get that big HP boost. That'll help him out damage some enemies, and he'll hopefully be able to pick up experience much quicker now too with that extra HP.
Still, I believe about 336 away from level 9, and that's when Heal More comes into play. Ooh, but we've got a town here on limited resources. It is Rimeldar.
Oh, this could even things out. So that's going to be Hawksness over there on Sigma's side.
Oh, but just south of Hawksness, there's another town.
Oh, I think this has to be Cole, right?
It's Cole.
The armor's here.
And it's Erdrick's token.
That's all right, I guess, but certainly would have preferred to see the armor.
True, but I mean, Sigma might just very well from here just stay at the inn, go back up north. Well, actually going to do a little bit of shopping for some defense first, and may go see what's at that search spot. If it's a blue dragon, then get that grind on.
Or even remember we saw red dragons had hurt. I mean, you have heal more, you have 87 attack power. The 35 defense power is sort of scary, but there's a lot of Sharlock enemies that have abilities that we like, so definitely give it a try.
Oh, and you see the difference there. Scratch running into a blue dragon and running away.
But I think with Scratch finding the keys, this is going to be a real interesting divergence here. Scratch has keys, but needs to make up some experience, and Sigma has got the exploration done up here, and especially if this is the armor, that'd be really nice for her.
And Scratch just trying to claw and scratch his way to acquiring enough money for more keys. Oh, and before facing the spike tile, sigmafan taking a death to a Star Wyvern and a Golem back attacking and sending Scratch back.
Yeah, Scratch getting sent back, not the worst, because there's some errands he can do back at the castle. He can check the treasury, he can check the basement. Also, Cantlin's not far away. He might want to make a play at the coordinates. We'll see. And in the treasury, there's the silver harp, one of the quest items that's required. One of the quest items I like to find early because you do have to trade it in somewhere. I don't believe our runners have seen the Staff of Rain cave, so whenever Scratch finds it, he'll be able to just trade in his silver harp. He will not have to worry about doubling back to that cave sometime later on.
And there was a replacement key in the treasury as well. So you had the silver harp, magic key, an herb, and a torch. And now we'll see what's in the back of Tantagel Castle.
Ooh, so I can go get as many silver harps as I want. But of note, no gold. Oh, and there's a silver harp trade-in, speaking of which. But no gold in the treasury is going to mean no gold grind available in this seed. Probably no silver shields for anyone.
Oh, and those towns were just across... Oh, so they're just northwest of Sharlock.
Looks like it. Yeah, I don't think Scratch has been over in the Sharlock area yet. So if he makes his way that way, he'll find all those towns in short order as well.
Well, I believe that Sharlock was northeast of everything to start, and there was another area that was to the northwest. A nice crit for sigmafan. Still not enough to take out the blue dragon, though.
Yep, but sigmafan has landed her stop spell, so the blue dragon is mostly harmless. And she's going to be right up next to level 11, and probably going to get it here.
Here's another stop spell on a blue dragon, and that looks to be the difference here. Sigma's been taking those on pretty much every chance she gets. Scratch dragon, every time he runs into one, runs from one. And same with a red dragon, although in this case able to run away from one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Has Scratch seen many blue dragons? It seems like he always has the red showing up on his screen, and Sigma always has the blue showing up on hers, but that might just be because she's taking them on.
Well, I did see that he ran away from a blue dragon.
Oh, Scratch making the play for Garanham. Okay, so Garanham, now that Scratch has keys, Garanham has 3 chests in it, plus a cave in the back. I believe the cave in the back has to be either Jerk Cave or Bonus Cave, right?
I believe that's correct, and a couple of big bucks chests and an herb in there.
Now, as far as treasure chests go, Scratch didn't know it, but we know now that the token is in coal, so we're not getting that other treasure chest. So all we really care about in treasure chests now are maybe the fighter's ring, which is +2 to attack power, and that's kind of... Oh, speaking of which, there it is. So that'll bestow Scratch Dragon +2 on attack power, and there's not much else we might care about in treasure chests anymore.
And it looks like the Spike Tile Guardian at Hawksness is the Armored Knight. But she takes it out.
Nice. Yeah, the Armored Knight, a little scary, but with Heal More and with that attack power should be good. And it's the flute. So we are going to Cantlin for coordinates. Sigma knows this. Scratch does not have that information yet. So.
But Sigma does not have keys yet.
Ah, very true.
And we can confirm at this point by keeping track of everything that all of the treasure chests that might potentially have keys are behind some sort of locked door or other barrier. The only ones yet to be discovered outside of Sharlock are the 2 deep in Garen's grave and the 1 in Rimmildar.
Yeah, although that said, I think if I was watching Scratch on his walk to Rimuldar's not too far from the castle, so as Sigma starts exploring off the west, she might find it. Meanwhile, it looks like Scratch is heading up to Cantlin, and, he doesn't know it yet, but we know, oh, the wizard got him. But if he does have those coordinates on the mind, those are going to pay off very nicely for him.
Well, then there's also the matter of what the coordinates are, if there's something that's going to be counted, as we now have Sigma finding the Rainbow Drop Cave, otherwise known as the Jerk Cave.
Oh, that looks like it's right south of those two towns, so all that kind of clumped right around Charlock. And Sigma, maybe not remembering, or maybe hadn't seen the Red Dragons had hurt, so the Red Dragon reminds Sigma that it has hurt, and now Sigma's very interested in stabbing this Red Dragon.
Although she'll want to watch her HP here, as if the Red Dragon decides to melee... Oh, Red Dragon with heal.
Think maybe we can out-damage that, or certainly throw a stop spell out if needed. Sigma choosing the stop spell and it lands, so Red Dragon's not going to be doing any healing anymore.
And meanwhile, Scratch finding the old 2-for-1 magic key trick in Rimmeldar. Using 2 keys on the 2 doors and getting a magic key in the box.
And looking at that, looking at him walk back to Rimuldar, it is just west of Cantlin, which is where sigmafan is. So if Sigma goes and explores a little bit to the west, she's going to see that town, and she's going to have her keys as well.
Well, yeah, note in chat of 1 for 2, not 2 for 1, but you're using 2 for the benefit of 1 key. And if I go any further with this, it's going to turn into the whole thing from Clue of 1 + 2 + 2 + 1.
That Sigma picking up level 12, and I'm seeing all kinds of color over there. We got, did we get all the agility? HP, MP look good. Strength, a little bit of a concern. So that death necklace that Sigma found in the mountain cave, I think that might come into play. We'll see. Sigma making good work of these Charlock enemies, not being intimidated by the Axe Knights, already been taken down dragons, and really building that experience very nicely. Oh, Sigma's wandering west. Sigma's got Rimuldar. She's got her keys
There
as well.
it is.
And she knows she needs coordinates. She knows Cantlin's right there. Also, interesting little note here. Looking down at our stats here, neither player has acquired a shield yet. That's kind of interesting. We're almost an hour into the seed, and neither player apparently really needing a shield. They're doing just fine without it.
Well, I don't think that our runners... Well, I know in Scratch's case that money has been at a premium, so there hasn't really been much to spend on shields. But as I say that, now there's a large shield on Sigma's side, so that's going to add 10 defense to the total.
Scratch deciding he doesn't need a shield to excellent move of metal.
Nice crit. And that's going to get level 9, and that's going to get heal more, so that'll open things up for him here.
Yeah, now that he has his heal more, he's going to see some experience coming his way for sure. So let's see, we know, I would expect sigmafan would go for the coordinates because she knows that has to be the armor. Again, Scratch is right in that area of Cantlin. Let's see if he has coordinates on the mind or if he goes and explores elsewhere, but it could be very interesting if they pick up the armor at the same time.
Well, meanwhile, it's Metal Slime Central over here. where Scratch Dragon is. That one not sticking around, though.
Yeah, too bad our strength is so low that we're probably not going to be able to do a metal slime grind, but yeah, if you need one, good to know they're there.
Ooh, 1 north and 30 east.
Well, that seems pretty nice.
But first, Sigma's going to go into the Tangential Treasury and raid that, get the Silver Harp.
Yep, this is the last of the so-called homework that Sigma has to do. The Harp Cave's here. She's going to check the basement. Oh, she knows that's the last thing she needs. The Harp Train is in the basement, and she's seen Rainbow Drop Cave, so she has all the components for the Rainbow Drop. Scratch back in Swamp Cave. Gonna check the spike tile here. Maybe do a preemptive princess rescue? Although we know right now that the princess probably not required, but...
And there's the armor pickup. Very well counted for Sigma.
Yeah, very nice count right there. Sigma just needs to go into the basement of Tantagle and trade in that harp. Go back and get the Rainbow Drop, and grind a whole... Not sure where the grind spot might be. Sigma knows that there's an Axe Knight in Hawksness. Hawksness is close to some other towns, but no Hurtmore yet, so I don't know if you want to swing away at the Armored Knight.
Oh
we
boy.
See over there. Oh, never mind. You don't want to do the Golem. You want the Fairy Flute. Never mind.
Oh, Sigma had almost left the room without picking up the Staff of Rain. That would have been very problematic. Well, not so much in this case because you just have to go back into the treasury to get it again, but if you give the man the harp and don't take the Staff of Rain, you've got to find the harp again before going to retrieve it.
And I know I've done that a couple times. My heart's pretty much stopped as I hope the harp is back wherever I found it and not gone forever. But yes, in that case, it wouldn't have been too terrible.
So the Swamp Cave, sorry, Princess, looks like you're not getting rescued this seed as, yeah, the Golem is a guardian with the Dragon Lord Two Breath. That is a big old noperino.
And Sigma does have the Fairy Flute, so if she runs into golems in, say, Sharlock, she can use that to put them to sleep, although we have the agility to pretty reliably run from them, but still. Scratch is going for the coordinates. This is really good for him. He's going to see they're countable, and he's going to catch up with his armor pretty quickly here.
Meanwhile, sigmafan acquiring the Rainbow Drop.
Yep, so she's in grind and go mode, and I imagine she'll head up to Hawksness because she's right in that area anyway. I'm not sure if Sigma's even seen Swamp Cave, but she would know at this point that it's not required, except possibly for a grind spot. And she also knows once she gets hurt more, this Armored Knight's going to be awfully nice.
And Gary and Old Wolf, thank you so much for the subscription here to Randomania, utilizing your Twitch Prime. Greatly appreciated.
Right, so as Sigma begins her grind, Scratch begins his count. And he'll need to get up to Cole. Cole is not too far away. We saw it right on the way to Hawksness to get his token. And the drop's right in that area too, so he'll be in grind and go pretty quickly too. Got a little experience to make up though, so... And as a little side note too, it looks like Sigma's okay on HP. Anytime you pick the Strength Agility build, the worry is that you'll have to grind an extra level to get the HP up to par. But Sigma already with 97 HP, gonna have to grind a few more levels to get that strength into reasonable territory. So by the time that strength's ready to go, I think Sigma's gonna be fine on the HP. So I don't think there are gonna be any worries about grinding an extra level there.
Scratch, meanwhile, doing the count, picking up Erdrick's armor. And, is dealing with a Diet Wombo combo of Sleep and Hurt More from a Wraith.
And Sigma getting taken out by that Armored Knight with a bunch of resources. So, we'll see. I guess Scratch hasn't seen Hawksness yet, so he's still got to search for all that stuff.
True. Scratch has no idea as to whether Cole or Hawksness has the token. We know that the token is in Cole, but the two are pretty close to one another.
Yeah, the good news on Scratch's side is that Cole has a token. It's really close to Hawksness, which has your grind spot. It's really close to the Rainbow Drop Cave, which has your Rainbow Drop. And it's all really close to Sharlock. So at least the stuff he's missing is all bunched up together. So once he finds it, he'll find all of it.
But as you can see, an hour in, that experience differential about 2,500.
Yeah, and that's the problem that is facing Scratch right now, is that he needs to make up a lot of experience, and with Sigma already in grind and go mode, it's not going to be easy.
And Scratch going after and finally taking out a blue dragon, not going with the stop spell strats and just kind of absorbing it all at this point.
Alright, there we go. Scratch has seen Sharlock, so all the other goodies are just a little bit over the west. Also looks like Sigma is found a nice little overworld grind spot that she prefers to that Armored Knight. Here, Sigma's back with her favorite blue dragons. We saw... Oh shoot, what else did we see here? We saw something else that was good to kill here, a wizard or something.
Well, I mean, there are Sherlock level enemies. They're pretty close by. Certainly not too shabby of a decision.
Yeah, especially this this blue dragon, which once you stop spell it, is basically just handing you experience and hands Sigma level 13.
1 power, 2 speed, 4 hit points, 2 magic points. Meanwhile, here comes level 10 for Scratch. 9, 6, 10, and 11 plus the new spell.
Boy, I think Sigma should give that level back to the blue dragon. But here's another blue dragon. So this desert just crawling with blue dragons, and Sigma not going to be sad about that. It's always a bit of a risk, I feel like, when you leave a spike tile to go to an overworld. You have to find a really nice overworld zone, I feel like, to make it worth it. But I think Sigma might have found it here. She's getting some really good encounters pretty quickly, as Scratch almost made it over to all the good stuff. Also interesting, he'll run into Mountain Cave first. I wonder if he'll dive into Mountain Cave or if he'll leave it behind. I'm not sure he's seen both cursed belts, so I'm not sure if he knows the token can't be in a chest. And yeah, as Squee pointing out in chat, Sigma is doing a great job with the grinding. He did a really great job early on to identify that the blue dragons could be taken out, and now is just riding them to this experience lead. Doing a really good job, not just of taking them out, but of finding them too in this desert. Scratch is going to go through Mountain Cave, and he'll get a death necklace, which again, we're on low strength and high HP, could be necessary, could be a good thing for him to pick up, could be needed.
But for the other chest, it's probably going to be a good 3 to 4 minute time sink.
Yeah, and I guess from his point of view, he hasn't... I think the second curse belt was in here, so from his point of view, he could be finding a token in here as well. He doesn't know that Cole is right around the corner, so it does sort of make sense to go and do your due diligence and check these chests just in case the token is there. Like, for all he knows, Cole could be halfway across the world and have nothing.
So I think the point was made earlier in chat with the green dragons having stop spell. It seems like none of the 3 dragons are really all that threatening this seed.
And you call yourself Dragon Warrior. But meantime, as Scratch finishes up the last of his errands, Sigma is just putting this grind and go to work. Building up a nice experience lead and already closing to within 800 experience of level 14, which will come at 56 and change.
Mr. Holmes in chat saying this is the Canadian edition Dragon Sorrier.
Oh, all right.
And the crowd goes boo.
Scratch Dragon has his death necklace. Let's go right back into Mountain Cave. Look at this. Sigma finding Axe Knights too. I feel like every time I look on Sigma's screen, she has some sort of Sharlock ending that's just handing her experience. So, very effective grind on the overworld here.
Nice crit over on Scratch's side. That's going to get level 11 here.
That is nice. He's been able to get some Star Wyverns and get some experience as he's doing this exploration and finishing up his errands. It's always nice when you do some exploring, do some quest stuff, and get experience at the same time. So he's managed to do that. He's not falling that much further behind in the experience as Sigma looks like heading back to Armored Knightland. Ooh, although this could set Sigma back a bit. Sigma going after this golem, not knowing they have DL2 breath. Although with the armor, the DL2 breath will only do a maximum of 48, but it could still be a very, very rude awakening.
Well, it's casting Stop Spell an awful lot, so you wonder if maybe it was just some less than stellar luck on Scratch's part, finding that DL2 breath quite a bit.
Wow, yeah, those look like 2 completely different golems. The one on Scratch's side looked vicious and terrible, and the one on Sigma's side just, here, take my experience, thank you.
Oh, wow, look at those as we have the stats. Thank you so much for our tracker for bringing that up here. 75% Stop Spell is its first go-to, and then if it doesn't hit that, then it's more than likely to hit the Dragon Lord 2 Fire Breath, and just like that, a death to the Armored Knight from sigmafan here.
Ooh, sigmafan has been doing a really good job on grinding these Sharlock enemies, except that Armored Knight has kind of had her number. Scratch noping right out of Hawksness and is going to check what he knows is Cole, so I like this, checking Cole first for the token, and then we'll double back to Hawksness, although we know it's here. Would double back to Hawksness if it was. Might still double back to Hawksness for the grind.
Scratch debating what to get rid of, opts to drop the fighter's ring. Once you drop it, even though you've equipped it, you still gain the 2 attack power from it. And and looking and hoping for a large shield, but 'twas one not to be found in Cole.
Oh, and at 1 hour and 10 minutes in, Sigma is going to give us our first look at Sharlock. I would presume to grind on the top floor, or get information, possibly. Think I might be stealing this from Tilo from the other day or so, but at this point we'd be doing, what, -1 to -2 to the Dragon Lord?
Well, as far as the attack power, I think it's just a 0 to 1 coin flip when it's that low.
I kind of like the idea of attacking the Dragon Lord and healing him with your attack, though. That kind of cracked me up. Scratch gonna check the spike tile and see an Armored Knight. Again, that would be a really nice grind if we had Hurt More, but even on Sigma's side at level 13, Hurt More, nowhere to be found.
The question in chat, the Armored Knights are really hurt resistant, but the best damage you're going to want to do is with the spell that neither of our runners have, which is Hurt More, as that does anywhere between 58 to 65 hit points of damage. Sure, you could cast Hurt on it, but at this point, it would do less damage to cast the spell of Hurt and have a 93% chance of hitting and a 6% chance of missing, versus just attacking, and at this point on the Armored Knight, well, as you can see, they're doing in the teens and 20s as far as hit point damage.
But the general idea is right. If you have Hurt More, you can use 2 of those, or sometimes 1 Hurt More and attack, depending on how much strength you have, to take the Armored Knights out. But yeah, since we don't have Hurt More, and Hurt's just not strong enough, we have to resort to just swinging at it now.
And level 14 there for sigmafan. Empty Eye noting 0 agility and is loving it.
0 agility, but I'm kind of loving that HP and MP. Those are looking really nice, and this is looking more and more Death Necklace-like as we go along here. We're getting some information about the top zone. I believe I spied a golem. I believe I saw a stone man. I think there was a wizard maybe in there, and the red dragon. Normally we'd be a little concerned about the red dragon on 78 agility, but the red dragon plays pretty nicely with that hurt spell. Tilo pointing out in chat that now that we can actually damage the Dragon Lord, we only need 85 heal mores for Sigma and we're in go mode. And answering Mr. Holmes, did Scratch ever pick up the flute? I didn't see him pick up the flute. I feel like he might be grinding right now and not really care so much about the tile, but if he did, I missed it.
Here comes level 12 now for Scratch.
Stedron asking about the brackets. This is an 0-3 matchup, so unfortunately both these runners have been eliminated, but they get a chance to go at it for a seed. And we've seen sigmafan be very aggressive and go all out here. Scratch has been making some really good plays at the grave, finding Romualder early using keys. So these runners are definitely put on a show. Now they've got nothing to lose. No pressure, just doing what they can. And Scratch
just kind of playing out the regular season, looking for a W.
And Scratch with that strength HP build up to 105 HP. I was saying that Sigma might not have to go an extra level. Scratch might be able to use the Death Necklace a level early, so maybe I was early on that. Sigma might have to go an extra level, and that could open the door a little bit for Scratch here if he can go Death Necklace a level early. Also, Scratch still needs to find the rainbow drop. I wonder if he's just going to use up his resources and then go hunt for it. It is just to the south. He's very close to it, but he don't think he's seen it yet, so he still needs to find that.
It might be just out of his vantage point here, just going into coal, restoring, and going from there.
Yeah, it's just off his screen to the south, but I think the good news is if he tries to go west or north, I think they end pretty quickly, so he'll eventually be funneled down south and see it if he doesn't pick that direction first. Or he might be deciding to just grind right now, get his levels, and he'll worry about the rainbow drop later when he has more strength, more defense to survive the overworld too. That wouldn't be a terrible play.
So basically, Scratch is kind of going into the grind and go mode now, and once he's ready, just swing by the cave, head around, get to the... get into Sharlock and go for it.
Yeah, he's taken 27 deaths, it looks like, so I can certainly see he'd want to build up some power before going to hunt. He might decide to get a couple levels, or maybe he's going to say, let's get hurt more or something, and then we'll start wandering around the world when I can hurt more things to death. Might be his thinking there, and just try to get the experience now. He knows he's going to have to get it at some point, so his thinking is like, I'm here, let's just do it now, and we'll find the jerk cave later. And again, to his benefit, it's just a little off screen. And while we've got some grinding... Oh, actually, hold on. Sigma's picking up level 15 here. Oh, nothing that we really needed, except hurt more, I suppose. So we'll see if Sigma goes back to Hawksness with newfound hurt more. Ooh, and the Stone Man not interested in Sigma's Hurt More spell and gonna take out Sigma and send her back home.
So this brings an interesting conundrum here. And now Scratch picks up the fairy flute. I mean, this seems to be the big question. What is the most efficient grind? I mean, do you deal with the golems that are just as likely to cast Stop Spell that does nothing to you as they are to do the Dragon Lord 2 Breath, and possibly just take those seconds to use the flute? Do you go here with the Armored Knight, which you know you're on average probably maybe hitting 5 to 6 times before taking one out?
Yeah, this one's a little tricky. I usually like spike tiles, especially that Armored Knight there and Hurt Mooring, but sigmafan with those blue dragons in the desert, those were almost free. No resources, no need to refill. Hawksness was pretty close to an inn, so the refill's not that bad. Sharlock, relatively close to an inn, not that bad.
And chat noting, well, yes, with Hurtmore at level 15, that is the case. But here at level 12 for Scratch Dragon, that's where it becomes a little bit more tricky. Well, now 13 with the kill of this Armored Knight here.
Yeah, I kind of was thinking that Scratch was doing a convenience grind. Like, I'm here, let me get some experience right now. I'm not sure how high he'll go. He might be waiting around for Hurt More. But it seemed like at first he was doing a grind just because he was here and wanted to pick up some experience before he continued on. But like I said, we'll see how long that is. And it does kind of look like Sigma's going on an information dive, which can be fine. You can get some experience doing this, although we've seen a lot of Charlock enemies, and we know a lot of them are on the tamer side, so I'm not sure I'd be very concerned with what's actually in Charlock. But she's picking up experience while doing it, so it's fine.
Well, as our runners grind and explore respectively, want to make sure to give a follow to both of these runners here. They are they're both looking for, well, they're looking for experience, they're looking for pride, they're providing entertainment here on Randomania. Make sure to give scratchdragon as well as sigmafan a follow, and also make sure to follow the folks behind the scenes who are helping put this all together. Our restreamer Sparkover, our tracker Mr. Holmes, as well as my broadcast partner RyGuy3745, and myself, I'm FearonBurgundy.
Yeah, and as we've pointed out here, I mean, it's the stats say 0-3, and both these runners unfortunately been eliminated, but they've been playing very well. sigmafan doing a great job on that mid-game grinding and this late-game grinding. Scratch has been hanging in there despite getting some less than stellar RNG. So these runners have been playing really solid despite what their record says.
And it goes to show the overall level of competition. I mean, it's one of those things where, I mean, there are a lot of players throughout this tournament who are really good. And, I mean, not all of them are going to be 4-0 after this week. There are a lot of really good ones that are 1-3, that may even be 0-4 after this week, just as some rotten luck.
Yeah, so as we keep looking at that experience, it seems like Scratch is maybe clawing a little bit closer, just maybe a touch. Maybe it's about the same as it's been. But if this grind goes on, could make a difference who picks the better grind spot, even if one's just slightly better than the other. If we have to go 3 or 4 more levels...
Well, a few minutes ago, the differential was about 3,800. Now it's up to about 4,000. So Sigma with a slight lead in terms of, well, pulling out to a further lead. And I think having to deal with these golems as much as she has been a huge part of that.
Yeah, these golems, I guess with the armor, and I guess they like their stop spell, and they definitely like going to sleep that fairy flute. Sigma's been taking nice amounts of experience from them, too. Ooh, sorry, Sigma. I should have just stayed quiet.
That's why I try to just call the action and not speculate, because the minute I do, that's when bad things happen. It is the commentator's curse. So now this death here from Sigma, that is giving Scratch the chance to catch up a little bit here. As you can see, now that differential now back to that roughly 3,800 that it was before that last Charlock dive.
So as we go settle into our, well, keep settling into our grinds here, the question, actually this was a question asked over in Discord, not even in chat here, but how often is the death necklace used? It's interesting, a lot of times the death necklace, you could use it or not using it, doesn't particularly matter. If you have the HP, you're trading doubles for more attack power, and usually maybe the death necklace finishes a few rounds early, whatever. This is one of those cases where actually the death necklace could be required. We're going to have high HP and low strength. Right now we're dealing 2 to 4 on the Dragon Lord. That's not going to cut it. But if we had Death Necklace HP, now we don't, but if we had Death Necklace HP, we could add an extra 10 power to that. And suddenly you're talking about 5 to 10. That's not enough, but that's significantly better. So if we get our HP up in the high 120s, 130s, we can throw on that Death Necklace, add 10 to our attack power, and maybe go, even if our strength's a little low. So this might be one where the Death Necklace is necessary, not just, oh sure, let's use it, but might actually be necessary.
So, also of note, we have quite a few more races coming up tonight here among the Randomania Networks and RPG Limit Break as far as the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Tournament. Coming up in about an hour and a half from now, we have 2 separate races on 2 separate channels. On Randomania 2 at 9 o'clock, it is going to be Nitsky 1 against Moonblaze Wolf. And then at that same time over on RPG Limit Break, it'll be Mr. Holmes taking on Smashy. Then at 10 o'clock, it looks like we have a quad over on this channel here, the main Randomania, and it's going to be Braxis Muse against Angel FM, and it'll be Melee Wizard against Ali Gerbrap. And those will both be at 10 o'clock Eastern over on this network here. And then late at night at 11:30 tonight, about 4 hours from now, on Randomania 2, it's going to be J-Man 1865 against Vela V.
And one of the runners you mentioned, Mr. Holmes, our tracker here, making a good point in chat that Scratch is keeping the experience gap against this Armored Knight without Hurtmore, and that's a pretty impressive feat. Armored Knights without Hurtmore take a little longer to kill, of course. So that's, as Mr. Holmes points out, that's suggesting that the AK grind in Hawksness probably the way to go once Hurtmore makes an appearance. I wonder if Scratch is looking at his stats, wondering if he should go hunt for the Rainbow Drop Cave. Again, it's just one screen south, so if he goes and hunts, it will hopefully be a very short hunt. He'll be very pleased, but looks like he's going.
Oh, and just in the peripheral, there is a cave. And it's the cave that Scratch is looking for.
He's going to be thrilled to see that. He is suddenly right there in grind and go mode. That experience gap back up to 4,000 as he takes care of his refill in this errand. But he is now fully in grind and go mode, having also seen Charlock. And HP is 9 higher at level 1 level below Sigma, so he might be able to Death Necklace 1 level early.
We'll see here what 16 brings over on Sigma's side. 0 power, 8 speed, 16 hit points, and 2 magic points.
Oh boy, looking at those builds, 16 might be a level for Scratch. Sigma could throw that Death Necklace on, maybe. I don't think that would actually work, though. Ooh, I don't know.
Or as since Brysolf's in chat there, yeah, hit point and magic point. Yeah, the chat wondering if level 16 is the level here, but I don't think that. Yeah, no, because you'd be going 120 attack power with. No, it's just it's not enough. That's pretty much the numbers are in there. Yeah, 14 heal mores, and you'd need 21 to 22 attacks.
Yeah, it's tantalizingly close, but it is off, isn't it?
Yeah, no. If you're going and facing the Dragon Lord at this level, you are definitely going with Hurtmore strats. Going for that 6% shot of hitting once, maybe even twice.
Oh, here's something I didn't think about. Sigmafan's gonna raid the treasury, I would assume looking for a fighter's ring. Sigmafan able to skip the back of Garenham, I guess, right?
We know the Fighter's Ring and the Vanilla Stones of Sunlight Cave, so we've got a magic key in the treasury, also some big bucks, a torch, an herb, fairy water, and some big bucks.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but that is a really good thing for Sigma to have noticed and to have thought of that Fighter's Ring possibly being down there, because this is the kind of seed where 2 attack power could make a huge difference. Especially, they have a lot of heal mores, just no attack power.
And our tracker, Mr. Holmes, making a great point in chat, saying that you can see the potential in both of these runners. There aren't any huge mistakes being made, it's just little things from inexperience.
Yeah, they've both put on a really nice race. Like I said, Scratch has had some really bad RNG and has been hanging right in there. And Sigma, with those blue dragons earlier, those just put her in such a nice lead. That was a really nice move on her part early on. So yeah, both have had a really nice race here and definitely potential in both. Answering Brysolf, what got Sigma? It was an Axe Knight that got Sigma, and wonder if maybe Sigma wasn't so interested in continue that once the Fighter's Ring wasn't there. I think she's headed back in the direction of Garenham to look for it now.
Either that or it's another trek into Sharlock. And a question in chat, what is the capital L build? It is a strength agility bonus build. So as you could, well, yeah, it's kind of hard to compare the direct levels here, but if they were at an even level, sigmafan's agility would be higher than Scratch's, but Scratch's hit points would be higher than Sigma's.
And again, looking at that experience gap, it's down to 3,500, isn't it? But Scratch is only a few Armored Knights away from getting hurt more, and then those Armored Knights are going to start handing over their experience much quicker.
So Scratch looking for level 15, that is at 7,500 experience. Sigma, meanwhile, looking to get to 17, that is at 12,000. So Sigma's about 1294, I believe, away from the level, whereas Scratch to get to level 15 and get that Hurtmore spell is just 209 experience away, just 2 more of these Armored Knights.
Blywind pointing out in chat that Scratch has not found a shield yet. And yeah, Scratch's defense power doesn't look great right now, but if I recall, 15 had a big agility boost. So once Scratch gets that agility, that might make his defense look a little better. But yeah, of course, if he could find a large shield, I doubt he'd pass it up. I think they were only in Remolder, though, and I don't know if he's going to want to go all the way out to Remolder just to check.
And there is Hurtmore, and Scratch going to go ahead and get a replen here and start roasting some Armored Knights.
Yeah, Scratch got it down to 3,300 now, and that's without Hurtmore. So let's watch that experience gap closely here.
Now, here's an interesting kind of development, seeing how much more, and this is a long shot, I'm going to admit it now, but I think Scratch continually checking the gold, going, all right, well, I'm halfway to enough for a silver shield, considering that my defense at this point is only 68. Actually, shoot, not even halfway now that I think about it, 14.8. So yeah, maybe that's a bit of a lofty goal, especially with these golems being problematic.
No, actually, bring up a pretty good point. I mean, you're going to try to avoid deaths anyway because it's much faster to go to coal to refresh. And you know, these Armor Knights are going to keep handing things over. We're looking like we're a few levels away at least, right? 17 minimum. That's going to take a bunch of Armored Knights. Hey, you keep building up that gold, and, you know, yeah, maybe if you see yourself in that range, hey, let's kill a couple more Armored Knights and get ourselves a silver shield. Maybe. Could happen.
Especially given the agility differential, which you can see 77 at level 15 versus 91 at level 16 for Sigma. So, I mean, there will be an experience gain, but not, or there'll be an agility gain for Scratch at 16, but not nearly to the point of getting it to that level. So let's see what Sigma's doing here.
Yeah, the other thing, too, is, I mean, if you get the gold, that's great. If you get close, that's fine. But we have seen a bunch of Sharlack enemies. Scratch has seen a bunch of Sharlack enemies that aren't too scary. You have enough agility to run away. The red dragon's going to cast Hurt, so whatever. You don't need defense power for that. So, you know, he could also be thinking, like, that shield's not a top priority because a lot of the Sharlack stuff is sort of tame. You still have to worry about DL2 hitting for a lot, but that aside...
And the Hurtmore already starting to pay a little bit of dividends here for Scratch, having closed the gap to now about 3,300.
Oh, some good points in chat. Yeah, the Sharlock spike tile. As Smashy points out, if it's a blue dragon, blue dragons are free. She won't have to use any MP, and she can just keep grinding almost for free until the game finally gives her what she needs to kill the Dragon Lord.
Oh no! Scratch Dragon didn't heal before going back into the battle and got back attacked by the Armored Knight, so there goes that potential Silver Shield thought.
Yeah, the Silver Shield's out. However, you know, good news is Scratch was low on the lower side of MP. Hawksness, not the longest walk from the castle, so you know, he can recover from this. No shield though, no Silver Shield.
Oh, no shield at all at the moment. Meanwhile, here's 17, 7 power, 0 agility, 4 hit points, 1 magic point. Oh, wow.
That's still short.
This is pretty tight.
I wonder if this is one of those where even though you're a touch short, maybe you go for it anyway because you're here. You're an hour and 40 minutes into the seed. Why not? It is doable. I'm not sure if we go heavy favorite. I'm not sure we go favorite, but it's doable. But yeah, it looks like Sigma's going to take a shot at it because, hey, you've come this far.
I was putting on herbs here. This is... This does not bode well here for Sigma.
Answering Smashy, the Fighter's Ring is pretty big here. Currently, Sigma's going to be doing 6 to 13 for an average of 9. With the Fighter's Ring, those both would have gone up by 1. Would have been a 7 to 14 with the Fighter's Ring. But Sigma's going to go 6 to 13, 9 average, and if she gets good rolls, can make this happen. And also can throw out our favorite Swagmore. Throw out a Hurtmore and see if I can get lucky if need be.
But yeah, it's not going to really have room for double attacks here. Gets lucky on that, throwing a risk at 46. So we've got 9 to start here. Up to 20.
I feel like Sigma fan had to go for on 46 there.
Oh, we're at 33. But there's a 9. We're up to 42. Looking for those double digits.
Well, 9 is average, but you're right. We're going to need above average to make this happen.
Oh, we're up to 54. There's another double-digit attack. Up to 66, so 3 straight 12s there. At 75.
This is probably also to come down to if the Dragon Lord rolled high HP or not.
85 now.
150 versus 165 could be huge.
Oh, but there's a 7 up to 92. Gets meleeed for 48. Oh, but there's another 7.
Oh boy, it might be hurt more time.
Well, at 99 right now with 3 heal mores. Oh, but there's another 12. 111.
Okay, we need to hope for a 150 Dragon Lord here. I don't think we're getting to 165, but maybe 150.
122. $133.
Oh man,
I mean, these are really above average rolls here. Last chances. Oh, there's 140.
Last chance, 150 gonna be enough?
149.
Oh.
But it's still not over.
Yeah, over there on the other side, scratchdragon still has about 1900 to catch up. Now sigmafan gonna be cursed, but has the heal spell, has Erdrick's armor, can walk some of this off, and there's a town not too far away. Well, Cole and all those towns, so she'll be able to refill there.
So now the question here, once, and you can see there with the stats showing the Death Necklace on, do you go back and try it again with 98, or do you grind up to 18 here?
That's a really tough one. It's got to depend on whether you feel like you're ahead or behind, and I think maybe after failing a dive, you start to feel like you're behind a little bit, and maybe you go again, hoping to just get back there quickly. 149, that's really close.
Yes, the Dragon Lord can roll anywhere from 150 to 165 hit points. So that might have been the difference of one attack. It just shows that going for it, that gutsy risk on 46, that was certainly needed and then some.
Yeah, now sigmafan may not know this, but we know that if she decides to grind for 18, she's going to head into the same Hawksfist grind that scratchdragon's doing, still with about a 2,000 experience point lead, so all's not lost yet.
But she is venturing to the east, and she's going to go, well, wait, she doubles back. Thinks about it, and is going to head up to Hawk's Nest for the grind.
Alright, well we know this is the right play because she has that experience lead. This is a really tough thing to do though, because like I said, she's got to feel like she's behind, but one more level and she should be good. She almost got it with this level, so one more level and should be fine.
Well, and of note, I don't believe that she had found the fighter's ring. As that was in Garenham.
Yeah, so sigmafan does have an experience lead, but High Spirit's bringing up the point that maybe because Scratch has more HP and has the Fighter's Ring, maybe can go on 17 and will not have to go to 18.
Yeah, he would have to find a town that sells a large shield, as Sigma purchased one, and I don't know if Scratch was holding out hope for the grinding up to acquire the silver shield money naturally, but I don't know. And Chad also noting that both of our runners are still fairly new to the community, so I don't know if they're necessarily going to have all of the numbers and the calculations and think, all right, 17 is the level to go.
Yeah, now, just quickly looking at that, if Scratch puts on the Death Necklace, he's going to have 102, I think it rounds down, or does it round up these days? That shield may not matter, because we know Sharlock enemies, they do things like cast Hurt and Stop Spell, and who cares, not important for defense power. The Dragon Lord at 72 defense can hit you for 52. If you're sitting at 102, though, you know, it's a little risky, and you're going to get some power, some HP on 17. Maybe you don't need a shield, maybe? What we're about to find out here is Scratch is getting 17.
Well, 7, 0, 5, and 1. So 119, 142 HP.
Oh, I mean, that puts you at 106 and or 107 with the Death Necklace. You can get there. You have enough heal mores. I think he could do it even with no shield here.
The target number to get to 18 is 14,250.
And if Scratch goes and Sigma's going to get 18 in a second, we're going to have some very close diving going on here.
There we go. There's another 7 strength, and you can see that agility way up there as well. This definitely looks to be go time here for Sigma. Scratch going to be staying at the end here. This is going to be very interesting heading into the stretch. This is going to come down to the battles here in Sharlock. Scratch Dragon first out. Has about... Well, has a little bit of a lead here, but now is heading to the southeast.
Uh-oh. Did he misplace Sharlock? I think he knows the general idea where it is. He just needs to go a little north, though. Oh, there he goes. It'll come down a little bit to encounter luck, but another thing to remember, too, is that with the extra strength, sigmafan, on average, should need 2 fewer attacks on DL2, and that alone might make the difference.
Oh, and now Scratch getting run blocked here from a blue dragon thrice, now 4 times. 5.
Oh, chat pointing out that Scratch might be going to look for that shield. Good point.
Oh, but Garanham only has the silver shield.
Sigma, meanwhile, is going to be able to use this 100 agility to probably get some runs quicker, too, and get through these Sharlock enemies maybe a little faster than Scratch will.
Snagzor, thank you so much for your 5-month subscription here to Randomania. The network does greatly appreciate it. And Lavkian, thank you for your subscription.
Alright, so here we go. Scratch into Sharlock. Sigma is just finishing up the second zone here once she gets away from this blue dragon. And Star Wyvern.
Yes, Lavkian pointing out the Drollgan Lord that was created, I believe it was during last year's tournament, if I recall correctly. A rather frightening combination of the Droll and Dragon Lord animations. Yes, credit to Captain Uhu for that nightmare fuel.
The same Captain Uhu who made our tracker that we're seeing down there, which is less nightmarish looking than the Drollgan Lord.
Absolutely. So Scratch Dragon now, after attempting to purchase the large shield but got silver blocked, is now fighting through a red dragon on the first floor. And sigmafan approaching the Axe Knight here as the spike tile. Gonna two-shot it here. And Shinkaido, thank you for the gift sub to Mr. Holmes. Our tracker can track with the Drollgan Lord. Meanwhile, sigmafan approaching Dragon Lord is being called a fool, gets a back attack on Dragon Lord 1 with 100 agility.
It's alright. This should go much better for sigmafan. On average has, well, now 2 extra heal mores, but on average should only need about 11 heal mores, so sigmafan should see this fight go much, much smoother than the last one.
Oh, now attacking. Those high rolls continue, is now 16 to start off with. Can go anywhere from 8 to 17. There's a 12 up to 28. And an 11 up to 39 now. $52. $63. Gambling on 47. At 74, oh, the 1 HP wonder.
Wow, I'm not sure we need to do that, but made it.
$84. Up to 97. $112 here. You know, she does have enough to throw a Swagmore out, just saying. $128. Although maybe that attacking at 47 was the Swagmore. $143. 158. Gonna
so
heal more
high.
for safety here, and this last attack will do it. 168, and sigmafan is going to take the W here.
Very nice on sigmafan's part. 163 HP, so she did need that extra level. Very nice to stay composed there and get that extra level, because it's really easy to think you're behind and keep bashing your head against the wall at 17. But sigmafan playing it right, getting the extra level, gets a basically free Dragon Lord fight, and is going to take this thing down and win this race.
Yep, sigmafan going to take first place here with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 55 minutes, and 23 seconds. Getting her first W of the tournament here. She's going to go to 1-3. Scratchdragon is going to fall to 0-4, but continues to improve with each outing here.
And yeah, it should be noted, scratchdragon is right in that last zone as well, so not very far behind at all. Kept it very close despite some randomness not really going his way.
And we have sigmafan. She's going to be joining us momentarily here.
Meanwhile, as Scratch continues to dive, looks like he's taking out Star Wyverns and things, so he might be trying to pick up 18 on the way down. Not super confident 17, cannot blame him. 17 is a little bit borderline, as we saw Sigma run into some problems there, so he's going to get what looks like a safety level and then dispatch of his Dragon Lord. And it looks like we're joined by sigmafan now. GG, sigmafan, nice run. His Dragon Lord.
What happened? I got a note in the IRC. I guess Scratch accidentally
And it
did
looks
a
like
dot
we're
done,
joined
and I was
by sigmafan now.
Oh my goodness, he's almost
GG,
done.
sigmafan, nice run.
And I had to find some way to get everything together because I found Rimbledar late. I think I found that last. But yeah, it was a tough one, but I'm thankful to have pulled it through.
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not over in the SRL. I didn't see what happened there. We saw.
Yeah, no, I can vouch for that here. So yeah, there was an accidental dot done at the 58-minute mark, 58:23, but then there was an immediate undone when realizing, and I see there was a question: did Scratch actually finish? And was confirmed no. But that kind of put the pressure on, I would imagine, thinking, wait a minute, all right, there was an almost dot done here, an hour in. Wow, I must really be in trouble.
Yeah, because I thought that too, because in my first attempt at the Dragon Lord, I saw I had good health, but 114, 117 strength. No, wait, 115 strength. Or was it 117? 117 strength. So I had to Death Necklace, knowing that I had, like, minimal health in order to pull it off. And I was thinking, if I don't get it done here and he dot duns, then I need to go. But thankfully, it didn't happen that way. I was able to get to 18, which had everything. Even without the Death Necklace, I would have been able to pull it off. Especially with that amount of health and heal mores. But yeah, I'm just thankful that things worked out.
And scratchdragon, having a little bit of hesitation, I think had presumed that 14,000 was the number to get to level 18, and having hit 14,099, almost had this, wait a minute, where's my level fanfare? Where's my dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun?
Yeah, he's gonna have to use a couple heal mores to get to 18, but he'll find 18's got plenty of stuff for him. sigmafan, just a quick question for you. So, how do you feel about blue dragons?
I think the term is nom 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 nom.
Yeah, we were noticing that early on you used them to get a very big experience lead built up. That was a really nice move on your part.
Wait a minute, I had the lead?
Pretty much the whole way through, I think. The experience lead.
How?
I can tell you how. Your decision, as initially, I'll admit it was questioned by a lot of people, but your decision to hang on to that gold and get to Cantlin to buy the hand axe, it certainly helped, although it was negated probably about 10 minutes later when both of you found Erdrick's sword literally within about a second and a half of each other. But you had a little bit of an experience lead there, and then your, as you put it, your nom 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 that was going on pretty early on, that vaulted you to about a 750 experience lead in about a 3 to 5 minute span, and you never gave that lead up.
I guess that's the difference from commentating and actually running, because you could see the stats of everything, whereas running you actually can, and I think I'm more used to commentating on stuff than I am actually doing stuff. But you know what? How quick did he find Rimildar?
He found Rimildar pretty early. I mean, not super early, but there was a decided advantage of that, and it was pretty much a matter of he found the things before you, but you had so large of an experience lead that by the time you found all the rest of the things, Scratch was just on grind and grind and grind and grind and grind some more, and still couldn't cut into your experience lead.
Wow, then I have to say I honestly got really lucky then. I'll be truthful, I honestly got really lucky.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. This was a very tough seed. I mean, in the very beginning, the low strength, it was kind of, all right, what do I do to find on to something? I think you had utilized... I know you had gotten to level 2 first, or at least I think you had. Or no, that's right. It was pretty early on. See, now, having watched a couple of races today, now I'm getting them all jumbled up in my head here.
Yeah, because I had to go to Cantlin, because I knew I had to find a town with the cash. And I guess Cantlin had the easier path after going everywhere else. Either way, I was hit by Axe Knights, Wizards, which very cute with the Wizards actually having DL2 breath, which made grinding late game in Sherlock almost miserable, but tolerable.
And with that, Scratch has taken out the Dragon Lord, is walking up the promenade, getting the accolades. Chat, get out your GGs, as Scratch Dragon going to take second here with a respectable SRL time of 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 1 second, just about 7.5 minutes behind sigmafan.
Yeah, I tell you, in a race that goes almost 2 hours, 7 minutes is not a lot, so GG's to Scratch Dragon.
So we'll see if Scratch wants to join us here in the commentary booth, but Sigma, how does it feel to be in the win column?
To be honest, I only wanted one win to actually prove that I can actually do this. And thankfully I got my one win. And I know I was talking with another runner, and this runner was hoping that he would get to 1 and 3 so we'd square off. I don't want to name names.
It's alright, the names are withheld to protect the guilty, I suppose.
Dung dung.
And it looks like Scratch Dragon is here joining us. GG, Scratch. Nice little run there you had.
Yeah, thanks. Pretty happy I actually got to finish this time.
Yeah, that was not an easy seed, especially that start, right? That start, we saw both you and Sigma kind of scrambling a little bit. It was not an easy start.
Yeah, you know what the saddest thing is? When I found Cave and I said, you know what, I'm abandoning this. I'm just gonna go try and level a little bit. The Erdrick sword was right there. That was so unfortunate.
But you went back there, you got it about the same time as Sigma, so turned out to be okay.
Yep. What level did Sigma finish at? 18?
Yes.
Yeah, Sigma tried 17, almost got it. You did get to 149 Sigma, as it turned out, but it looked like you needed 18. So both you guys picked up 18 and won on 8.
Well, GG's. That was a fun one, actually.
It was. I thought I was close. What was Dragon Lord's health? Had to be like 155 or 160 this go.
Looks like we were able to see the stats. It was 163.
Yikes.
Yeah, that last swing I had on him, I was just there like, well, let's see if we kill him.
Yeah, a lot of the we can maybe do this on 17 was getting into the 150s or so, and it turned out he brought a little extra HP with him. But that's okay. You guys both got up to 18 and took him down. So.
Yeah, I'm just thankful that I was able to get the 1 win, and hopefully next week Scratch Dragon can get his 1 win. Either way, it's been a fun tournament. Who knows? Maybe I work a little bit harder in the off season, and maybe in the next go rounds, I'll be able to maybe get 2 wins.
That's the same plan here. Kind of unfortunate I drew Mr. Holmes. I pretty much started like a month ago, but I'm having a ton of fun with this game. I do plan on continuing to play and playing in the next tournament that comes around.
You know, that's one thing that came up in chat a lot was you both are newer to the Dragon Warrior Randomizer scene. Most people in chat kept asking, what is this? What is this? And it did not look like an 0-3 race, that's for sure. You both had very good runs. How's your tournament experience been? How have you liked the Randomizer so far? You guys have been playing really.
Yeah.
Oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
I picked it up from another streamer who was part of the Link to the Past rando community, and he decided on a lark to do Dragon Warrior Rando because there was a site years ago. He had all the information on Dragon Warrior 1. It was the original depot for Dragon Warrior Rando. For just vanilla Dragon Warrior, it had all the info because he was such a big fan of it. And so I picked it up from him, and so I toyed with it a little bit. But then another streamer was playing it regularly, so I figured, what the hell, I'll do it more and play along with him.
For me, I came from the Final Fantasy IV free enterprise world, and I had known about Dragon Warrior Randomizer for quite some time and just never really had an opportunity to jump in it. And I said, I need a distraction from Final Fantasy IV. I'm starting to get a little burnt out. But no, so I jumped in this, and like pretty much my first race against Mr. Holmes was like my 4th seed I've actually attempted. So even though the results aren't what I would have liked them to be, I've had a lot of fun and do continue playing this.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because we all had a really good time watching your race. So I definitely hope you guys continue, and we're gonna enjoy seeing you guys play on for.
Yep, that's the hope. Maybe I'll stream it regularly. Maybe do some Super Jet Seeds with all of the speed hacks and short Sherlock, open Sherlock, all that fun stuff. That's actually a lot of fun to do. So yeah, download the randomizer. That's what we're trying to get everyone to do. Download the randomizer, join the Discord, and give Ryguy, Fearon, and Scratch and Sparkover follows.
Don't forget sigmafan. You got to follow sigmafan if you follow us.
Well, you can follow me on Twitch, but mainly follow me on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/gameshowgumbo if you enjoy game shows and all that fun stuff. Sorry for the cheap plug.
Oh, here's another cheap plug. If you like Dragon Warrior Randomizer, you guys should try out Final Fantasy IV Randomizer. It's also a lot of fun. It brought me over here. Play this and Final Fantasy IV Randomizer and Final Fantasy Randomizer. It's all a lot of fun.
A lot of interconnection, to be sure. So apart from any closing plugs here, any last thoughts on the seed before we wrap things up here for at least the moment?
I need ibuprofen.
Dragon Lord's a jerk.
Screw
That
you,
indeed
wizards.
he is. Oh yeah, the wizards are rather problematic.
At least for a game called Dragon Warrior, the dragons decided to leave you alone.
Yeah, greens had stop spell, blues had hurt. I think the reds had hurt as well. They were pretty tame.
Well, not the blues. They had heal more. That's why I did the stop spell strategy.
Oh, I said pretty tame. But that notwithstanding, I believe that is going to take care of things here. Make sure to stay tuned here among the Randomania networks as well as RPG Limit Break, as later tonight, actually in about a little over 45 minutes from now, we've got two separate races on two separate channels. Over on RPG Limit Break, it's going to be Mr. Holmes versus Smashy, a battle of undefeateds there. And then on Randomania 2... it'll be Nitsky 1 against Moonblaze Wolf. That'll also be at 9 o'clock Eastern. Then 1 hour later, we've got a big quad matchup right here on Randomania at 10 Eastern. It's going to be Braxis Muse against Angel FM and Melee Wizard against Ali Jerbrap. And then going deep into the night at 11:30, it's going to be J-Man 1865 against Vela V. And that will also be over on Randomania 2. And then there's still a whole bunch of other races still to come over the course of the week, as we are here in week 4 of the 5-week Swiss stage of Dragon Warrior Randomizer. No, Nitsky, there will be no reruns of the 2004 World Series of Poker Final Table. No, that won't be going on here.
Oh
But
my
with that,
god,
I believe-
love Fossil Man Greg Raymer. That was great.
Well, that being said, I believe that we have gone all in on this particular seed. For everybody behind the scenes, Spark Over, our restreamer, Mr. Holmes, our tracker, as well as my broadcast partner, RyGuy3745, as well as our runners, sigmafan and scratchdragon, I'm FearonBurgundy, saying until next time, may your moves be excellent and your seeds stay classy. Good night, everyone.